guys, Abby Gaming here. Today we will be talking about Roblox scams. First things first, a scam is an attempt to trick a player into giving away their valuables or personal information that the predator for any purpose that would be harmful to the victim. The primary motive of scamming is personal gain, and but in any case it is a malicious act. And now we will be asking my friend Dave to see how he has a review on scams. So Dave, how do you feel of scamming?
Scammings can be very harsh to the player who got scammed. Scamming is very dangerous as if you scam, people might remember your names and you might get banned from anything that is the game. So I do not recommend you to scam or anything harmful to the players who's playing the games.
So now let's see all of the games that you can be scammed on. Scamming is a very widespread issue on Roblox. The admins have attempted to stop most common scams as dispelling comments on games, badges and game passes. However, developers can still disable comments on clothing, library assets and UCG items. Additionally, games where exchanging of items are frequent, such as Murder Mystery 2, Adopt Me, as well as official exchanging systems between players such as limited time training are very eligible to scam. The first type. So Dave, how do you feel on the scams that can happen to you?
Well, the game that you can get scammed in is many ways because of trading. But trading can be so useful to new players and to the players who play the friend so they can give them free stuff. So scamming can be really harmful as you can get scammed in many ways as in the games which mostly common get scams are Adopt Me and Royal High, which are the most popular games.
So we will be talking about. Sorry to Dave for interrupting his speech. So we will be talking about different types of scams. First is transaction scams. The following are common scams that involve Robux via some form or on-site transaction. Although they don't involve any pushing, these types of scams often cause the victim to lose substantial amounts of Robux, although Robux may be recovered by contacting Roblox support. So Dave, how do you feel about the ARC? How do you feel about getting scammed with Robux?
Well, on Roblox, as many people say, people really want Robux, so it can be really hard to make a decision. People which are new players who are new players, some people want more Robux so they can buy things like their avatar, the exclusives and the game passes. So some people just want to be greedy and then just want them all. So that's all my thoughts on that.
So there are such scams as t-shirt scams, drawn portrait scams, fake game passes, but for today's video we will be talking about fake game passes scams. So the presentation sells a game pass that advise special in-game features for the player. However, the promised features are simply not given. Once a user purchases the game passes, these types of scams are very common, used by Jared World EZ. So how do you think about this scam, Dave?
Well, the scam that you're talking about, I don't really understand it, so you can go ahead and tell your thoughts about the scam.
So these scams are mostly for game passes, but I don't really have enough Robux to buy game passes, so I skip that. So is next we won't be talking about other game passes scams. So we will be talking about pushing scams. These scams take place when a user gives their sensitive information to seemingly legitimate services only to receive measureless results. The damage ranges from losing Robux to account compromisation and malware infection. Phishing scams are very common and are often targeted towards new or young users who do not made purchases or on their account or Robux premium are desperate by many players, but money cost that they will not want to spend or cannot afford. So what do you think about this type of scam?
Well, pushing scams can be very hard and very hard to escape, as pushing can make you so stressed as for the user. The user, and that's all. The user can be very harsh as they push other people to do some things that they really don't want to. And that's all my thoughts.
So these types of scams are mostly account per account hackings and stuff. So we will move on the next one, that is mostly going to be fake Robux. You many people use the scams. Now this is how we how us pro players like Dave and I we don't get scammed. First, avoid game passes in baits. Switch games. They are mostly game passes that last until the player resets or leaves the game, thus tempting the player purchases them again if they want to continuously use them each time. So, how do you feel about those types of scams, Dave?
Well, that can be, well, very even though that can be very useful, but some people really don't care, just but they just buy it, so that's really all.
So, that was the first one, and we will be talking about the second way to avoid the scams. When buying shirts, pants, or t-shirts, users are encouraged to look for content deleted in the item description. This is an indicator that this item has violated Roblox's terms of service, so it is best to avoid those items. So, what do you think about how many times do you, what do you think of those items, Dave? The way to
Well,
avoid the
if you make an item that is very nice, some people just will go and just trace it and or anything like copying it and then just selling them like it's their own thing. So so I recommend you to see the original player who who made it and then buy it so the scammers don't get their free money and things.
So
That's all.
there are many ways to avoid scams and potential avoid potential scamming galleries. Now we will be talking about scams in Roblox games. So this is one of these topics about scamming in Roblox games. So also check out our newest video about the stories of hackers. So let's check the other side of the scamming histories. There are many videos on YouTube, many platforms where you can upload about scams. There is money scams also, but we don't talk about on this channel. We are going to talk about Roblox scams, not scammings of this. And so the first scams are today we will be talking about the scams about Adopt Me. So many people play Adopt Me, frequently kids, but they trust everybody saying they will give them a legendary, so they just listen and purchase. What do you think? And before that, I have a question for everyone. On the comments, type down scammed if you have ever gotten scammed, and type down no to say you have never ever gotten scammed. So the way you scam stuff in Adopt Me is scamming in a unjustifiable way to obtain items such as vehicles, pet, bucks or toys. In Adopt Me, scammers are players that intend to obtain such items from other players, but using different host techniques, you can avoid these scams.